Yo,
Yes, brother.
hi.
How are you, man?
I'm a good man, What a pre.
Yeah, I'm all right, brother. I'm all right. Where are you now? You just reached back to Jamaica.
Just reached back in a yard.
What, literally today?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Where you been?
Florida.
Oh, okay. Was that because you got a house there, right?
Yeah.
Have you been there the whole time?
This is my second time to Jamaica.
How's 2020 been for you? It's kind of everyone I speak to, it's a very similar story. It's not a lot going on.
The same testimony, brother. The same
Mhm.
testimony. Um, Unable to perform. Just have to be like following the protocols. And right now I'm in Jamaica and I'm quarantined for 14 days. So
Right. Okay.
I'm quarantined for 14 days. So
right, and
that's the reality of our life right now. So I just have to
yeah.
just work with the program.
So you're effectively you're just in house arrest, is that right? You're under house arrest for 2 weeks.
Exactly. That is what it is. So
Right.
it's my second flight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 2 times now I'm gonna be under house arrest.
Right, I see. So have you got, I know in Jamaica a lot of people have like 2 weeks worth of food stocked up anyway in case of like hurricane season. So have you got that in your house anyway?
Well, I just came back and I'm like the one who get the fruits and everything there. So
Right.
I'm gonna have to find other means now to get like the fruits them and all the necessary things. And
Got you. Do you have food growing on your land? Have you got a lot of like garden and stuff?
no, where I'm at now is not a land. I'm at an apartment in Kingston.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But like I plan to like do some farming,
Yeah,
because I have
yeah.
some land in the country.
That's
And I
right.
plan to do some farming, but I need to build like a farmhouse on the land that I have.
Uh-huh. Shame you didn't get
Mm-hmm.
that done last year, huh?
Well, maybe it's the right time now because people need it now more than ever.
Yeah, very true. Have you been keeping up with like the online entertainment, like the verses, for example? Have you been keeping up with them?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Of course.
What's been your favorite one so far?
Babyface and Teddy Riley was good, but it was kind of chipping in and out.
Yeah.
But that's the one that I really, because I'm a huge Babyface fan.
Right. Okay. That's surprising, man. Amazing though. But yeah, it was. I feel like his internet connection is a little bit like mine at the start of this.
Facts.
No, that was good. You know what? I'm a massive DMX fan. So the Snoop Dogg and DMX one the other day was me, man. And because of the UK time, it ran into the early hours of the morning. I think I was up until about 3:30 in the morning watching it. Did you watch that one?
I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was in studio at that time. So
Oh,
that
okay.
one was going on.
Right, okay. I have a question to do with DMX and you, actually. That's where I was linking that in. There's a song, Here Comes the Boom. Was that song an official record? Because it was you and DMX and Sean Paul on that record. But I've never known
Yeah.
if it was like a bootleg. Because I had
No.
it on a white label vinyl. So I didn't know if it was something that someone spliced in or if
That
it was
was
real.
like a pre-release, but it was an official record for the soundtrack for the Belly movie.
Right, okay, that's what I was going to ask if it was to do with Belly. So how did that link up happen then? Was that just all to do with the movie soundtrack?
Well, Sean Paul and I, we were like the new sensation when the Belly movie was shot in Jamaica.
Right.
So Tony Kelly linked us to be a part of the musical part of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
the soundtrack. So that is how we were at the studio, and Tony Kelly basically invited us there. And after we finished with our part, then DMX just walked right in, and he was like, kill this verse right in front of us.
Yeah. Wait, did he just make it up on the spot? Was that like an impromptu studio session, or did you know DMX was coming?
No. He just turned up, and we were just like young artists. So we were just blown away by him going into the booth and just one take. He just like one take.
Yeah.
And then we actually ended up in the movie, myself and Sean Paul.
Right. Okay. What's your part in the movie? I haven't seen that film for so many years, you know. I can't remember.
If you look at the part, I was singing Sucky Ducky. I don't remember the scene, but I was singing Sucky Ducky in the movie.
Right, okay. You know what? I'm not doing anything else at the weekend, so I'm actually going to sit down. I'm going to rewatch the movie. I'm going to look out for you. Is Sean Paul's in it as well, right? Little cameo in there.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to look out for it, man. I feel like there's going to be so many familiar faces that I spot now that back then when I watched it and I was younger, I wouldn't have had a clue who most people were. In terms of like Jamaica, where it's a predominantly black country, of course, are there any like Black Lives Matter movements in Jamaica?
Well, not really, you know, but Rastafari and Rastafarians been fighting colorism for years.
Right, okay.
Right, so the Black Lives Matter would have been like the Rasta them in Jamaica, like the Rastafarian community, because they're the ones who have been fighting against the system who treats other black people as second-class people or lower-class people.
I see. So it's not like a racist problem that you have, but it's like a systemic classist problem in Jamaica. Is that right?
Classism, prejudice,
right,
and colorism.
I was reading really recently as well. There's been a high court ruling in Jamaica banning dreadlocks in school. Is that correct?
Well, this was one school. When we don't want to say it's all school, because when people say school, people may think it's a law that was passed down for all the schools. But this is one school, but one school is too many.
Right, yeah. That's crazy.
And I personally think someone will say like, oh, the person was not a Rasta, the person was a dreadlock, or the person, or the child was a dreadlock.
Right.
But it's the image that bothers some people.
Right, okay.
It's not even whether it's a dreadlocks or a Rasta. It's the image, it's the hair, the locks that bother a lot of roast breadfruits.
And so is that because the dreadlocks are considered to be like a symbol of a certain class? And
No. They miseducated us that Rastas are nasty and Rastas have lice in them head and them type of things.
Right, okay.
And there was always a stigma attached to Rasta, like black art people and all them things here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So effectively they're linking it. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry. So some people actually, because we heard that from a younger age, so some people get into an institution and they have the same attitude towards Rastafarians or dreadlocks.
Okay. And so that's just down to miseducation, basically, of like maybe a really old stereotype that's just been carried and
it's mostly ignorance. It has to do mostly with ignorance.
That's crazy, man. It's really interesting to learn that that's the case. I mean, it's crazy to me that there's struggle everywhere, isn't it? Like, crazy.
Facts.
Crazy, man. Back on the music thing, I read something really interesting today, which I think as a DJ, I probably should have known. You know the record Still Dre? Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. I just read today that Jay-Z wrote the entire song. And it completely blew my mind that I didn't realize this. But I thought, well, seeing as I'm sitting down chatting to you, and obviously as a veteran dancehall legend, I wanted to ask, is there any songs that you've written for other artists that have gone big? Anything that might surprise us?
I would have to check back, but in terms of get songs that got big,
right?
I did some writing for like maybe Marshall Montana, like cameo writers and stuff like that. You know, so I've been on a few sessions, but and you know what, something that pull up for Pitbull.
Oh, okay, you wrote that one for Pitbull, yeah.
I didn't write it for Pitbull, but he ended up stealing the record, so it's like, you know.
He stole, hold on. He stole the record.
Right. He was at a concert when I was performing, and next thing I know, he delivered the record and called me and said, I want you to hear something.
Yeah.
and it caused a little legal issue.
Right. Okay.
But then his record started getting more ads at radio because he had Little John.
Right. Okay.
Vibing on the record, and he was hanging with Little John.
Right.
Of course, radio started playing his version because my version entered the Billboard chart at number 98.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, you know, it started dropping out the charts because Pitbull records started picking up steam.
Right. Okay.
So then I just had to come to an agreement and be like, yo, take the record.
Right. Okay. So you let him have the record, but obviously the royalties and the publishings, I hope, were correct ratios.
Well, publishing, I got most of the publishing on the writer side. But Scatterburrell owns the beat, even though I was the master owner for that beat because I bought a version of that beat from Scatterburrell.
Oh, okay.
Producer Scatter.
Right. Okay.
Because at that time, I had to buy a cut of the beat because there were a set of artists in Jamaica who didn't want to record with me on the same beat. So I had to like link Scatter off the grill and be like, yo, I need a cut of the beat. So Cecile actually was the one who hooked me up with Scatter to buy a cut of the version because I was blacklisted.
You were?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this. What was the cause of all that?
I think it was like artists, what people are calling bad mind, or people that say artists having differences, and some people take it extreme. Right. That they would not want to be on the same instrumental or same beat as another artist. So artists does that. They're like, you know.
Yeah. Wow. I had no idea, because I know, like, obviously, I know you've had trials and tribulations throughout the music industry, but hearing that now, it sounds like you've basically had to jump over every possible hurdle that the music industry could throw. It's crazy, man. Like, 'cause I know you've had major label situations, like hearing that you got blacklisted and people stealing the songs, like.
But challenges, you know, are in everything, brother. I understand. So you have to be. Being on this earth itself is a challenge. Yeah. Have challenges where you have to deal with. Yeah. So if you want to survive in the music industry in Jamaica, you have to be prepared to stand your ground, you know?
I guess it's a testament to your character as well, the fact that you've been prominent, you've not just been active, but you've been a prominent character in dancehall since. What was it? Was it 94 or 96 that Playground Rhythm dropped?
97.
97. Oh, okay, well, 97. I was close. I was out of the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since 97, and you've been prominent, and like with a lot of great music. It's incredible. So the new song, Te Amo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Te Amo.
It's like Yamo. Te Amo.
Te Amo.
Like, yeah.
Have you had success in the Latin market before?
Well, my last hit song was huge in the Latin market.
Which one?
And not So High. A song that was never played or no one. I think I didn't even promote it in the you know, in our market. Because I was at a point where it was like a part of the hustling got so corrupted where I just, you know, let the record run in the Latin market and the French market. A song called So High, which is over 20 million views, and you know, huge record.
Yeah,
so
congratulations.
I've been having success in the Latin market since Heads Eye.
Right.
You know, Panama, Costa Rica, those regions are like primary, you know, regions.
Yeah.
Mr. Vegas does well. True.
Well, no, that's dope, man. And I know, obviously, like Charlie Black, for example, with Party Animal, was in Latin America, was an absolutely massive record. And I feel like songs like that kind of help pave the way for dancehall music to cross over into the reggaeton markets as well. This song in particular, then, were you aiming this at the Spanish market, at the Latin market, for example, or was it just a dancehall record that you kind of used a Spanish phrasing?
I think it's more like a dancehall record,
Mm-hmm.
and the beat is kind of Afro feel.
Yeah.
So it's like I would call it like a world beat.
Right. Okay.
It have dancehall flavor, it have Latin flavor, it have Afro flavor.
Yeah.
And Latin flavor with just the phrase on the song.
Mm-hmm.
But the beat is more like, you know, Latin. No, I'm sorry, like Afro vibe. You know, I think it's one of them songs where like maybe like Coffee Toast had like a, you know, a beat that was not really core,
Mm-hmm.
but it had that flavor. You know, that kind of every genre flavor.
Yeah, 100%. Did you shoot the video? Was the video all in Jamaica?
No, that video was shot in one of the ghetto in Dominica, and part was shot in Jamaica.
Oh, okay, right. So it switched over, right? Tell me about Yaksta. I don't really know about him.
Well, you're gonna know about him soon because he's like one of the most versatile, or the more versatile artists. Right now, I come across or been, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, tuning into. It's just his style, you know. His style is just like his flow and his style,
Yeah.
clarity and them things here.
Uh-huh.
And of course, you know, when I actually reached out to a virgin named GQ, and he told me about him, and then I listened to him, and I was like, yo, you know, let me show this youth on this record.
Yeah, dope.
Because first I had Stefflon Don on the record.
Oh, okay.
A Latin artist.
Yeah.
A huge Latin artist called DMX.
Right.
But then it was like, yo, Stefflon Don is, you know, it felt like a little clown thing, like I was trying to reach out to get clearance and them things here.
Right.
And it was like a back and forth, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna run behind another artist, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to be like belittling myself,
Right.
in a way. So it felt like I was like trying to chase behind, you know,
Right.
another artist. So that was when I just decided that I'm just gonna take her off the record, man.
Oh, okay. So it was what? So everything was recorded, but it was just getting the clearance and the release date from her side was just a huge challenge.
Right. But I think it's not even just a release. I think it was like the nonchalant factor, you know, behind it, our
Right.
attitude.
Yeah.
I just think it was like, you know, sometimes as an artist, you reach out to another artist and it take 2 weeks to answer you. I kind of feel weird about them things, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really treat people like that. So when people, you know, try to treat me that way, I get thin skin about that stuff.
Yeah, of course. So last time when we sat down together, you came over to Brighton, and we sat down and had a big long conversation. That was around the time you were very vocal about how you felt about Drake using dancehall, for example, and sampling dancehall artists and not giving the credit. And very recently, Movado's spoken out. Have you heard about this?
I saw it on my radar, but I didn't tune into it.
Right. Okay. So he's been quite vocal, and he's obviously in true Movado's mood. He's done a song as well for Drake, and he's talking out about what he feels like Drake is appropriating dancehall still, and obviously like this is now a topic that has been part of the conversation for like 5 years. I think 4.5 years ago was when me and you had this conversation in Brighton. So do you still feel the same way about this?
When I look at this thing, when you see when you want change, right?
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a movement. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can't be like individualism. You have to have a movement when you want change.
Right.
Because that is how the more people speak on an issue, you know, it brings more attention to the issue.
Yeah, of course.
So when I was out there talking, you know, majority of the artists, them Beanie Man and other artists, said I basically was talking too much, you know, so I just leave it alone.
Uh-huh.
I just know that when I record for any foreign act or international act. One, I want to be like featured on the record. That is one of the reasons to why Major Lazer and Vegas not, we do not have a closer relationship, musical relationship, because I kind of stood my ground when Major Lazer came out, and I was like, yo, one, I want to be properly credited, and I want to be properly compensated.
Right, okay.
So when Major Lazer just came out with their first album, I wrote a song, called "Can't Stop Now" for Major Lazer.
Right.
And I subsequently put Jovi Rockwell on the record, and that was their first project.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some like issues with not giving me proper, due.
Right.
So I didn't sign my agreement.
Right, I see. So that was not giving you credit as a writer, though, because I feel like Major Lazer, using them as an example, from my perspective, they do give credit to artists as features. I couldn't talk on the royalty side or splitting the money.
No, what I'm saying is, if an artist, if an international act
mm-hmm.
is gonna work with dancehall artists, and you're not gonna be, it's not just about credit alone.
Right.
On the record, like a feature or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's about being properly compensated and properly credited. And I don't want to know that I'm on a record and another artist can be featured, or like Beyonce featuring so and so. But when it comes to my record with Beyonce, my name is not behind Beyonce's name. That's to me like, yo. So how comes other artists can,
right,
be highlighted, but the dancehall artists are not highlighted.
Right. Okay. So that song never.
And this was the case with Drake album, when he highlighted the UK artist and the Afro artist, what is his name, Wizkid.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was about the other artists, you didn't see their name as featured on the. So my point was, now you have a wide audience. So if someone sees Drake featuring Beanie Man or Drake featuring such and such,
mm-hmm.
then they will actually go and research that person.
Yeah, of course.
Furthermore, it shows up on the artist Spotify as
as an actual record. Yeah, that's true.
As an actual record, or streams.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because if you look at a lot of dancehall artists now, that is on or reggae artists, that is on Voices of Sweet Jamaica that I produce. All those artists, when you type in their names, each one of them, comes up as, 10 million streams,
right,
for a record, or 15 million streams, and that may be their biggest record on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So if you type in Voices of Sweet Jamaica, maybe Cecile biggest record or Christopher Martin biggest record on Spotify is Voices of Sweet Jamaica. T.O.K. the same, Barrington Levy the same,
right,
etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
So it is essential, and I saw this, and I knew then that it was important to credit artists as featured artists, and also compensate artists in just giving artists a one-time fee for sampling.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it has changed though, because definitely since our last conversation, I've seen artists getting credit, like Jamaican artists in particular, when they're being featured or sampled on other records, I see their names popping up, and I feel like when I'm going on their Spotify, these songs are coming up on their profile. So I think
it's important.
Mm-hmm. Times are definitely changing. I think it is changing in favor of the Jamaican artists. even though it's had the prominent sound, and reggae music in particular has influenced so many other genres, I do still feel like Jamaica and the Jamaican artists are kind of the underdogs a little bit still.
We kind of make ourselves into underdogs still. I think one, we are producing less reggae and less dancehall, authentic dancehall.
Right.
I think when people would be like, oh, the sound is old, and what something that was not broken, no one should have tried to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in the Latino market, that is way bigger than the reggae market now. They're still using the same dembow from Shabba Rankin dembow tune. So they might change it a little bit, but you still hear the influence from Shabba.
Mm-hmm.
Shabba dembow tune.
Yeah.
The type of drum pattern. And when I go to the Latino market, like, there's so many new songs, hit songs. If you go and check out Daddy Yankee latest song,
mm-hmm.
it has either Murder She Wrote beat or Dembow beat.
Right, yeah.
So they keep the formula.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now they are forced to reckon with. So it's either reggaeton or Afro, and dancehall is behind both of those genres right now.
It's peculiar, man. It is strange, because I feel like Jamaica, just like I say, it influences so many different markets of music. Like, crazy. It's crazy. So musically then, what's the next movements for you? TMO's out now. And is that part of a project? Are you just working on releasing singles and rolling them out like that? What are you doing?
I'm just releasing singles until next year. I had 2 albums, one reggae and one dancehall album to I was going to release this year.
Mm-hmm.
But then the pandemic, so of course,
right.
That is not the wisest thing to do right now.
Yeah.
We have Dancehall Hallelujah coming next.
Right.
That track is actually going to be like the core dancehall workout song for the girls.
Oh, okay, so we've got another club song coming, another song we can secure the wine to, yeah?
This one is actually, and you know what's funny? This song is actually huge in like places like Colombia already,
Oh, so it's just another out already?
Yeah. Johnny Wonder released it a few months ago.
Right, okay.
But then I took the record and I'm going to re-release the record and put the real promotion behind the record, because it started, we dropped it in the dance in Jamaica and we see how the girls are reacting. So we know that it's going to be a big record.
Is it a single or is it off of rhythm?
It's a rhythm. I don't even remember the rhythm, but Lexus is on the beat and some other artists.
Good times. Hopefully we get some more parties opening up. We've got a couple in the UK. I don't know what Jamaica's like right now, but there's a couple of spots opening up with all these social distancing rules and that.
I think we have a long way to go, man.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, I want them to be a bit relaxed so we can secure some wines out. Other than that, what's the movements for the rest of the year? Are you going to be staying in Jamaica for a little while, or are you going back to Florida?
I'm back and forth. I'm back and forth because I'm doing like business and all kind of different stuff.
Right. Okay. Do you have to quarantine in America once you leave Jamaica and go to America? Do you have to stay indoors for 2 weeks?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's just in Jamaica.
Jamaica is really strict on the necessary means.
Right.
To thwart the spread of the virus.
Right. Okay. And how is it there? Like, is there many cases, or is it affecting the country much, like economically?
It's affecting everywhere, brother. Everywhere, worldwide. It's affecting everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I was speaking to the taxi driver when I was on my way home, and he said when he gets a work, like when he gets a passenger or he gets a job, like he was taking me at 7:30, his next job is maybe in another 2 days.
Oh, wow, really? I guess the tourism must have slowed down a lot there as well, because worldwide people just are not traveling, right?
It's crazy, bro. This virus is crippling the world, bro.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Mad, man. Well,
and I still think there is no answer yet for it.
no,
You know?
I don't know. I don't know. All I know, literally, I haven't played in the clubs. I did a party yesterday, which was in a big open venue. Other than that, I haven't played in the club since March.
I did a virtual performance.
Oh, okay. How did that go?
I did a few virtual performances, but trust me, it's like nothing compared to being in front of an audience, man.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of Mr. Vegas live shows, and it must be. I've seen how you vibe off the people. Like, you get your energy from the crowd, and you have really energetic shows. So it must be different with just a camera in front of you.
Facts, bro. Facts.
At least you're getting it out to the people though, and the fans are there.
It's real difficult though.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine, man. Mr. Vegas, been a pleasure, bro. Good to catch up again, man. Take care, man.
All right, brother. Big up.
Bless.